So when spring starts rolling around in 2027, you might want to kickstart that spring vibes with the cruise. And if you're one of those people, I got a cruise deal for you. Stay tuned. Hi everyone, Rob from Cruise Sea-kers, and welcome to our cruise deal show today. Today I got a great cruise deal for you, but before we get into all that, I want to thank each and every one of you folks who have become a Cruise Sea-kers community member. Thank you so much for doing it by subscribing. It is so important to us. Thank you for doing that. And if you're new here or you've been kind of lurking around for a little bit and haven't done so just yet, hey, think about hitting that subscribe button, turn that notification bell on. It is so appreciated by us. Thank you so much for doing that. And while you're down there, click that like button. It does help that YouTube algorithm. It does help other people find this community so it can grow. Thank you so much for doing that as well. Alrighty, so with that stuff out of the way, let's talk a little bit about this great cruise deal I have for you coming up in the spring of 2027. All right, the cruise deal I have for you is on the Celebrity Eclipse. She is doing an 11-night sailing out of Fort Lauderdale, and she's going to some of the most beautiful islands of the Caribbean. You're going to be able to go to St. Kitts, and then from St. Kitts, you're going to go to Barbados. From Barbados, you're going to go to Grenada, and then to Dominica, and then finally to Antigua. Antigua is one of my favorite spots, folks. The beaches there are so amazing. Pristine, powder, phenomenal beaches. And the prices that I have for you are something special to talk about. But before we get into the pricing, I want to talk a little bit about the Eclipse. The Eclipse is one of my favorite ships of all time. She was the first ship I've ever been on with Celebrity, and so she has a special place in my heart, and she is a great ship. We were just on her in February of this year. In great shape. She is a phenomenal ship. You will enjoy being on the Eclipse. And the prices that we're going to have for you is something to behold, especially for an 11-night cruise like this one. All right, so let's get into the pricing. The pricing I have for you is for 2 people in the cabin. That's stateroom pricing. This is not per person. You are also going to get the Celebrity all-included package. That's your classic drinks and your basic unlimited Wi-Fi. You will also be getting with this a refundable deposit. Yes, a 100% refundable deposit, folks. And you will also be getting a free shore excursion. And the price for all that is going to be phenomenal, folks. Let's talk about that first. So first I have partial obstructed verandas, then I have standard verandas and prime verandas. Now, if you are a Celebrity cruiser and you have Celebrity loyalty, I can move you up from the V3 price, the partial obstructed verandas, to a standard veranda, or we can move from a V2 standard veranda up to a prime veranda at those prices. So you get that free upgrade with your loyalties. All right, for 2 people in the partial obstructed veranda, the V3 veranda, it is $4,776.22. And you get all those perks, folks. You get the refundable deposit, you get the free shore excursion for that price. But remember, folks, this is an 11-night cruise. So when you take that number, 4776, and you divide it by 11, and then you kind of normalize it for a 7-night cruise, it's like getting a 7-night cruise with all those perks for like $3,200, a great price. Now, the standard verandas. The standard verandas are $4932.22, and the prime verandas are $5106.22. These are great prices, folks, especially for an 11-night cruise, especially for this type of itinerary. Alrighty, so now you know the pricing, folks, and you want to know how to book. Well, the easiest way to do that is to give us a call at the number I'm going to put up down below. If you hit extension 1, that will bring you to me, Robert. If you hit extension 2, that will bring you to my wife, Cheryl. Now, if you do not want to give us a call, I will leave a link in the description down below. If you click that link, it will bring you to a travel interest survey form. Fill it out. Let us know you want to go on the Eclipse on March 22nd, 2027, and we will get right back to you. Now, if you're sitting in your living room and you're watching YouTube and you don't have access to a keyboard or a mouse, I will put a QR code right there. You point your phone to that QR code and you click it. It'll bring you to that same travel interest survey form. Fill it out. Let us know you want to go on the Eclipse for March 22nd, 2027, and we will get right back to you. So there you go, folks. That is our cruise deal for today. It's a beautiful 11-night cruise in March of 2027, March 22nd, 2027 to be exact. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. It does help that YouTube algorithm. It does help this community grow. Thank you so much for doing that. Now, if you've been watching this video for this long and you still have not hit that subscribe button just yet, think about hitting that subscribe button, turn that notification bell on. This way you get notified every single time we put out a new cruise deal. Thank you so much for doing that as well. Have you been on the Eclipse? Have you been to these beautiful islands? Have you done an 11-night Caribbean cruise out of Fort Lauderdale? We would love to hear from you in the comments section. Leave us a comment. We love talking to you folks in the comments section. Thank you so much for doing that. So until we talk again next time, this is Rob from Cruise Seekers, reminding each and every one of you to always seek the seas. Bye now.